All right, welcome back to the 2-Minute Warning. Back on the topic of baseball, my favorite topic to discuss, talking more about the Padres and their offseason moves again. To kind of recap what they've done so far, they're in the talks to sign Trevor Bauer, but that's obviously not final at all yet. They have signed Blake Snell, or traded for Blake Snell. They have acquired Darvish, and they have acquired Korean infielder Ha-Seong Kim, who's a very talented young player. So the Padres are looking better. So really what we're going to be talking about in this video is, have the Padres made enough improvements to their team to be able to rival the Dodgers for that NL West division? My short answer is going to be rival, yes, but beat them, no. I think the Dodgers are still going to be the top team in that division. For me right now, the other teams between the Rockies and the Giants, and the Diamondbacks are kind of out of the picture. So for this division right now, based off of the way 2020 went, really the two main teams for this division are going to be the Padres and Dodgers, but I still think the Dodgers have what it takes to top the division and be the next dynasty of the league. This brings me to my main point for why the Dodgers are still the better team, and that is their lineup at the plate is really unmatchable by anybody else in the league. I mean, when you look at their lineup, that includes guys like, of course, recently acquired Mookie Betts, who, I mean, you can say he got them to the World Series last year because what they do the year before, they choked early, they got Mookie Betts, and then they win it all. So whatever, Mookie Betts is huge. Of course, Bellinger, Max Muncy, Will Smith, and Austin Barnes behind the plate. Kike Hernandez off the bench, he's good. Justin Turner carries that team in the 3-hole. Corey Seager, World Series MVP. And then Chris Taylor, who always seems to get hits when he needs to, always squaring balls up. And then AJ Pollock even off the bench in the outfield, whatever. That whole lineup that I just named is enough to beat anybody in the league, and simply the Padres cannot match up with them at the plate. Padres' main guys between Eric Hosmer, Manny Machado, Tatis, who took the league by storm, coming out of wherever he came from, whatever. He's a young guy, but he only hit 277 last year, shortened season, whatever. So it seemed like I was hearing his name every single day. I expected him to be hitting 330, whatever, but he wasn't. Which is, I mean, 277 is definitely above average. But I mean, that's just the way I think Machado of the four main guys I name on this team between Will Myers, Tatis, Machado, and Hosmer. Machado was the only one that pushed above 300 average last year. And then I threw Trent Grisham into the top guys on this lineup just because, not that he's really that good, but he hits a lot of home runs in some big spots and he's cocky, whatever. But that's just kind of an honorable mention. I don't think Trent Grisham is that good of a hitter. But anyway, that's just how the lineup matches up. I can pick four guys in the Padres between Hosmer, Machado, Myers, and Tatis that I think are elite, and I can name every single player in the Dodgers lineup. Like I said, Betts, Bellinger, Muncy, Smith, Barnes, Chris Taylor, Corey Seager, Justin Turner, that are just all elite, and you cannot compete with that with a lineup like the Padres. Even though the Padres have a top half of the league lineup for sure, but the pitching staffs, especially with these new acquisitions, is where I think the Padres can rival the Dodgers. And the saying is, defense wins championships. Well, pitching is one of probably the most key part of a defense. So I mean, I guess that's really not even arguable. Pitching is the key to defense. You can't do anything if pitchers aren't throwing strikes, aren't causing hitters to miss the barrel, whatever. So the way that the Padres can possibly top the Dodgers is with the pitching staff, like I said, signing Blake Snell, having Mike Clevenger, who's unfortunately injured right now, but hopefully coming back end of next season, 2022, whatever. Clevenger, like I said, potentially Bauer. That's still totally, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know what I'm trying to say, but that's totally up for grabs. Trevor Bauer is not signed anywhere. It's totally speculative. So that's really not something I can put a lot of weight into, but they could sign Trevor Bauer. Chris Paddock, been pretty good, solid. Actually, he's been great early in his career now. Darvish, I think, can play a good role as a top starter. Obviously, different type of style than, say, Chris Paddock, who runs his fastball up to 98, 99. Darvish just doesn't do that, but he gets outs. And then, of course, young Dominican guy, Dinelson Lamet, obviously super talented. So that's where I think this Dodgers team could be bested by the Padres. The Padres pitching staff, I think, is better than the Dodgers, but that's certainly arguable because the Dodgers have great pitchers. In Clayton Kershaw, you can't deny he's good, but he's getting old. Just got his first ring, congrats to him. But I don't think that he's really very elite anymore. His curveball is still dominant, but I think Kershaw's getting old. So I mean, that's a guy that I think is on his decline for sure. Of course, Walker Buehler, young guy from Vandy, I think in his third or fourth year, super talented. I think he's not even to his prime yet. He's still climbing. So that's a strong guy. Kenley Jansen out of the pen. I'm just naming pitchers that the Dodgers use a lot, and Kenley Jansen seems to mess up every time he comes in. So I think I mean, obviously there must be something in him I don't see, but that game 4 of the World Series, game 5 last year, with that crazy walk-off, Kenley Jansen's right in the middle of it. He seems to be giving up big hits all the time. And then, of course, Dustin May, the red-haired Afro dude, runs his fastball. I mean, his two-seam moves like 2 feet, and he runs it up to like 99. That guy's great, but we saw him in this last World Series struggle a lot, get hit, not throw strikes, whatever. Tony Gonsolin, a main starter they used this last World Series, got hit a lot by the Rays. I mean, they stroked off that guy. And then Gratterall, he had a good regular season, but got hit pretty well in the postseason and had posted like above 5 ERA. And then, of course, young Mexican Julio Urias, super talented guy, closed out the World Series last pitch, struck out Willy Adames. He is totally up on it. He's totally rising towards his prime. So, I mean, that's a lot of guys I just named that pitched last World Series and got hit pretty well, that I just think that the Padres have a better, I mean, you take the top matchups, say Snell is the new Padres ace and Kershaw is the Dodgers ace, has been for a while. I'm taking Snell. He's got a 5 miles an hour on his fastball. Of course, doesn't throw a curveball like Kershaw, but he's got a better slider and better changeup. And then maybe second out of the pen, assuming Clevenger's healthy, Clevenger or Buehler, that's really tough. I might actually go with Buehler there. Not gonna assume they signed Trevor Bauer, so I'll leave that out. But Chris Paddock or Dustin May. Dustin May's inconsistent. I'm taking Chris Paddock, and then Darvish, say, over Tony Gonsolin. Tony Gonsolin maybe is more consistent throwing strikes. Darvish can be off, but when Darvish is on, nobody's touching him. So again, within the question of Padres or Dodgers, who's going to take the NL West, I'm still going to go with the Dodgers. So it's still the better team. They can out-hit anybody in the league, including the Padres. They got the best lineup in baseball. But I think the Padres have the better pitching staff, so watch out for those Padres making a strong run this year and in the future for that division over the Dodgers. Thanks for watching, guys. 2-Minute Warning.